This is Tapereading Concepts. My name is Nikolai. In this short video, we're talking about a common piece of structure that we will encounter as we read the tape, namely the door. Our working definition of a door: a horizontal price level of interest to the market which acts as a barrier to directional progress over the course of a few attempts. So what do we have in front of us on this chart? Left to right, there's a series of lower highs and lower lows until we reach prices around 1773, where we experience a sharp turnaround and steep follow through for about 10 points, or in this case $1,000 per contract in COMEX gold around 1783. This is the first time that we get a reaction of this size within the progression higher. Lower highs, lower lows, and lower closes on the bars until we get here right around 1780. As price rallies back towards this high, we fail to make a higher high and we get pushed around to the downside towards where the lows were found last, around 1779. At this point, you might suspect that there is some type of selling interest around 1783, and to mark that, you could project a horizontal line forward to see the development of this price level. Price rallies back to 1783 despite multiple attempts. It seems that there will be no new high right now, therefore the door remains shut. It's a horizontal level of interest that is acting as a barrier within this upward progression of higher lows and higher highs. We get a reaction of significant size away from 1783, even to the point of breaking the last few lows here around 1779. Yet again, price rallies sharply back towards our door, and as we see over the course of these 10 or so bars, we get a cluster of price, all the bars underneath 1783, tight cluster, limit sell bar right here, good separation away from the area. We could conclude that the door remains shut, tightly shut, because the sellers are still here. What follows is a sequence of lower highs and lower lows and a rotation all the way back down to where this whole story started, 1773, 74. If we follow the development of this level, this horizontal level of interest now is experiencing pressure to the downside, so doors could get leaned into and they can hold. Good separation here, price comes back around, this door gets rushed, nevertheless once again it holds, good separation away from the area. As we follow further, we see that the selling is relentless, coming right back down again for a third time under 1774, and this is the first time that we get a little bit of a poke, yet there is no separation below the area and no more than one or two consecutive closes below the level. You can see that price manages to recover back above. Ultimately, we get the door to open. We get good separation below. The noise level of this market right now is just between 0.72 up to 0.75. On this scale, that's 7 to 8 ticks of noise. The excursion below the door is definitely larger than that. Therefore, we conclude that the door has opened. We have had some separation below, yet price manages to go back again to the upside and interact with the door. We consider at this point that the door is open but still remains on its hinges. So far we have seen a lean into the door, a rush into the door, and now we keep experiencing pressure down into this door, and eventually you can see that the door flies off the hinges as this horizontal level is no longer acting as a barrier for price.